we've received, and this is the commitment that we have from the community. We were elected Best Nonprofit in Redford in 2014. We were members of RSVP, the Retired Volunteer Senior Program. This is our certificate of recognition from the Redford Chamber. We work with the Redford Chamber of Commerce. And some of the things that we received, this is from Diane Webb. She's very supportive, and Leslie obviously knows all these people here. This was when Senator Anderson had actually brought us donations, and this is so great that we have. This is kind of legislators that we have in this community that support our program. So this month, we just finished the program for the month, and we gave out, if you were a family of 1 to 3, chicken drumsticks, which were in the freezer, the cheese, which you'll still see packages of cheese in the other room, and then these items, and like your family of 1 to 3 gets this many, and so on and so on. And this is your TFAB government commodities. This is a really important program to our people in this community. These are just some of our volunteer name tags on the back, so you can see how many volunteers we have involved in our program. And Angela is our administrative assistant. She works with all of our clients. She is our only staff. She is our part-time staff. Some weeks she's almost here full-time, but she takes care of all of our clients. And if you notice, there's a lot of resources around, because the food is really the Band-Aid to the problem. Everybody's case is different, and what do you need? Do you need to find out about unemployment? Is your refrigerator broke? We work with Wayne Metro Community Action Agency. Do you need to be on the LSP, the Low Income Self-Sufficiency Program for utilities, and et cetera, with schooling or whatever it is with Michigan Work. With our vision, you can read a little bit of our vision statement. It's to everybody that we see is not going to be self-sufficient. We have seniors and we have a lot of disabled in Redford that are always going to be with us. But when, like Angela said, moving people forward towards self-sufficiency. What support programs that already exist can we connect them with so they can become self-sufficient on their own?
Seems pretty cool because it's not just about food. It's all their different facets because they're a whole person.
Exactly, and that was the whole point.
It's about the relationship.
And this is our values: respect, integrity, and restoration, and addressing real issues for real people. Because what's your issue is not necessarily yours, or so on. And we've seen families, and it's not necessarily everybody that you would expect, being all low-income people. You have a family, and you and your wife are working, and you're just starting out. You've got school loans, you have car payments. You're working, and when the downturn in the economy, next thing you know, you have 2 of you collecting unemployment, and you can't even make your house payment. And you don't qualify for a bridge card because your unemployment is too high. So it's all kinds of people. What do you do when somebody donates sardines? Best practices now is displaying everything and let the clients pick. But our pantry is different than most. We put a high value on, you'll see the signs around and everything. We're trying to subtly teach nutrition, because a lot of our people have a lot of health issues, and with having a lot of disabled people and seniors, the health issues are really huge. We just completed a national research project with our gleaners on diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and the results hopefully will be out in the next 6 months, but it was with the University of California, San Diego, and you can read about it. We were on the front page of the Gleaners magazine on the Gleaners website. If you go to Harvest Magazine, and linking healthy food choices to people's health. So that our families get 2 boxes of cereal and they get to choose. Everything in this room we have to raise the money for. So if you're a family of 5 or more, you obviously need more food than a family. And that was originally the way the TFAB guidelines were set up. So then our families come through and they shop this way, and they get, most of the items are one on a shelf, but we have a lot of recipes hanging up. So cranberry sauce. After the holiday's over, we have a lot of cranberry sauce. So different ideas, making it a sauce for chicken and things like that. This is a program, Kids Against Hunger, that we get food for, and it's not really very appetizing kind of looking. So another thing we do is we do food demos. We are privileged to be one of the first 9 working with Gleaners and Forgotten Harvest and the Community Foundation, the first time that a pantry has ever been really involved in the collaborations, setting best practices on getting healthy food into people. So out in the lobby you'll see a demo table, and it ends in August, but we have been training 4 volunteers that are going to take over doing food demos. So what they did, they took this someone came up with a really neat recipe where you just dump a couple cans in, and vegetables and tomatoes and beans, so you're getting extra protein and things, and that way you have a whole entire meal, and then we let people taste it. So people that wouldn't take something before because they couldn't make something out of it, now they're taking a nutritious meal. But if you would go out and buy a bag of dried cranberries or Michigan cherries, I mean, they were like $20 a couple of years ago when I bought a big box. So we're getting a lot of things, but we have to train people what to do with them.
And it's great because we have volunteers that shop with all of our clients that come in. So when there is a situation like that and we need to encourage, you know, use of healthier food, or let's, you know, make it not so boring, you know, then the volunteer is able to do that because they're right next to us.
Every single one that comes to our pantry has a personal shopper that shops with them, because we have so many people that they're disabled. We have people in wheelchairs. We even have a volunteer in a wheelchair, and somebody pushes the cart and somebody shops, so we can get 7 to 9 shoppers. We've time studied it all in this room. So from 10 to 2, we can shop 50 families.
I know we talked a lot about food,
Yes.
but in just my life as a state representative and working with some women's causes and issues, just having access to feminine hygiene products is a barrier for women, and the cost of that, even we've introduced legislation to not tax those type of products. And so the fact that you even offer this, I think, is really great.
But things like laundry soap and toilet paper, we had a family years ago, they would, you could purchase pop. So they would purchase a bunch of pop, drink all the pop, take the pop bottles back so they could buy toilet paper.
This is huge. When people talk about how people are using their bridge cards and they're selling them in the grocery stores, because it's not used for this type of stuff. It's not that they're trying to get money to go buy junk, right? But right. So it's to do this, and I thought, particularly when I came to do the tour, this popped my sock.
You notice we have protein. Protein is very important. Anything that you hear in any kind of diet things, that you need to have protein. Right now we're only giving out 1 can of protein per family, and that's what they get for the month. But that's what we have available. So the more donations we have, sometimes we have more available. And we always have vegetables. This shelf is kind of assortment. We always try to have baby food and milk. I don't know if you've ever seen this before, but this is shelf-stable milk. A long time ago, several decades ago when I lived in Germany, shelf-stable milk is the only way that they sold milk in Europe. You never saw milk in the grocery store. And like now you're seeing almond milk and rice milk. But this is really great for us. We purchase it from Gleaners, and we always try to have milk. I know a quart isn't much, but if you're a big family, you get a half a gallon. But milk is really a big thing. And even USDA, they've really stopped, through the TFAB program, we don't even see the instant dry milk anymore because people didn't know what to do with it. Well, the big thing is you mix it up and it tastes terrible. If you put it in the fridge and you keep it, we tell everybody keep it in the fridge overnight. By tomorrow it tastes like real milk and it's just as good. And I mean, we hardly ever get cheese or meat. This is what we get for the TFAB program. And we may see cheese or something dairy maybe once a year, maybe every other year. Let people choose. So if you're a family of 4, you can have 2 full-size products, which anything over here would be kind of considered full-size. And a lot of these things, the over-the-counter stuff, once a year, usually Gleaners get some donations from like drugstores and things like that. And then they're good for like a year. And under the Good Samaritan law, it's really important to pay attention to dates, and that's another really fallacy. If you'll notice, most all the groceries are going to best used by dates. There is no expiration dates on canned goods. So when people say, my canned goods are expired, look at the can and it will not say best used by. In the United States, we throw away so much food that is totally unneeded. You can have a can that's good for 2 more years of best used by date, but if you leave it in a really hot place or you leave it out in your car and it freezes or whatever, that can is trash.
So you buy this from Gleaners?
A lot of it is donated. These particular things, like the Tylenol came from Gleaners. Most of the things that you just see a few of, this was in an assorted like over-the-counter box.
We do competitions for personal care,
Donations.
like
Oh, I
start
see,
donations and stuff for toothbrushes and shampoo and all
Right,
that.
so everything that you see that there's not a whole lot of, all the assorted stuff, that's all come from personal donations from organizations. Yeah, some of the things that we get. We purchased the ground turkey from Gleaners, so we raised the money for this. This chicken was what you saw out there on the government commodities, the TFAB chicken. So we were very blessed that we had something cold and something frozen. So TFAB is funded under the Department of Education right next to school lunches in the budget. So that almost fell away years ago. And then we had our seniors advocate. They had time to call up their legislators, because a lot of times you can't know everything unless your constituents tell you. So we had 3 items for TFAB, and now this is the most items we've had for TFAB we've been doing TFAB, I've been here since '98, May of '98 when we started. So a lot of these assorted things that you see here, this is what we're blessed with Forgotten Harvest. It's a team, he'll go through, and him and Jason, our team leader, which you've met, they'll go through and they count every item that came in. So, and then they give it to Angela, they put it in a spreadsheet, so she knows we have X amount of pieces of pork, X amount of pieces of, and that way we divide it up amongst the families we're gonna have for the
So
month.
what comes in
And
goes
that's
out.
where these numbers come from.
We
So
wanna
we
make
always
sure
wanna
it's-
be fair to everybody. So for each month, you may not get the same items as the next family, but you'll get the same quantity of items. So fairness and civil rights is always ultimate. And if you'll notice, we have the raw meat over here, and we have the ready-to-eat over here. And ready-to-eat is something we really never had much of until the past couple of years, but now everybody's going, like you see in the grocery stores. Stuff is prepared ahead of time, and people are all cooking less. And the hot dogs we purchased from Gleaners, we purchased the lunch meat from Gleaners, and then again, this is what the chicken looks like that was donated. Everything on that side of the room is exactly, we try to keep it exactly the same within reason of assorted things. So as you're coming through with one family, you're shopping them over here, the next person is shopping our families over here.
When you have everything in like glass freezers, it sits there and then they can shop from it that way.
And we try to group people together so it's more efficiently. So that way on the Thursday, that's a lot of our older people that have been with the program a long time, or new seniors, and that it makes it much easier for the seniors not to have to rush through, and then for the families that need to get somewhere to go through on their days. On busy days, this whole table is full with food. We have food here. It's all bakery items that we get from Forgotten Harvest. We get donations from like Panera Bread, Kroger, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods.
We have some amazing things.
These are all companies. We are no longer in the pickup business. That's what Forgotten Harvest does. They're the food rescue. Gleaners is the food bank that mainly deals in staples, and now with the Healthy Pantry Initiative, the fresh food. And then Forgotten Harvest, they spend all morning every day picking up stuff. So like right now, we have a 4-hour window. So they're here somewhere between 12 and hopefully not at 4. And so this is the Senior Liquid Nutrition. Our families, if you know of anybody that needs Ensure, the doctor orders it. If you've ever purchased this, about a 6-pack is probably $15 to $20 depending on where you get it. It's ridiculously expensive. So with this program, anybody can get Ensure through the program. They have a suggested donation of like $15 or more if you can afford it for a whole entire case. So the program over the years has went down. Our families used to get 5 cases. Now we're down to 2 cases a month. But we have a lot of people that don't eat. And I can't tell you how much improvement we've seen in the people that take it. One of the guys that was barely walking in here to get his Ensure, and I think he's in his 90s, but he's the same person you see volunteering now with the kids, and you'll see volunteering doing several other things. And this guy could barely come in the door when he had whatever health problem he had. And that's how much difference this makes. So one of the first pantries to pilot this is the Healthy Pantry Initiative. If you go on Facebook and go to the Community Foundation, or you hashtag Healthy Food Connect, it's all about getting more healthy food into the pantry. Gleaners is leading the way. They took the lead on this one. Where everything goes up, these are the nightshades. This is the only vegetables that we have left. We're receiving, like the pallets here we're receiving 2, usually 3, sometimes 4 pallets. sometimes they're double stacked, like that was watermelon, it was double stacked. We just put the water in there that just came in Forgotten Harvest for this week. But when you come on our TFAB weeks, you'll see the produce all there. We'll see produce all here. This is all we have left. Obviously, it's a just-in-time program. It needs to come in and it needs to go out. So everything is gone but the few potatoes and the cabbage. So we had a whole entire pallet of cabbage that we gave away to our clients. One big thing that our volunteers do a such an amazing job is giving people hope. When you have to come to our program and whatever crisis you've been through, having the hope that somebody cares, somebody to talk to, and when they come in and see, this is Debbie set up this is a teddy bear picnic. Trying to make it cute so when people come in, and then our volunteers will take all of these, and like she's got it set up for 4th of July over there. So our regular donors know to bring, we don't advertise that we take things like this, but our regular donors will bring, hopefully, we're taking spring and summer and especially kids things for now. This is our linen closet. People don't, sometimes you come in the wintertime we had all coats here. So now we're really blessed with jeans. Jeans is something that I see a few. Jeans is something that we never receive, jogging suits, things like that. And especially with having a lot of disabled people, you know, the sweats are really important. Then we have some career things over here. We have some ladies items. We have a little section for the kids to kind of play and take some things. Bathing suits, men's things. Anybody have any questions?
No, I just want to say this is awesome what you guys do.
We have amazing
Definitely.
volunteers
Honestly. This is
and
great.
they and the community and people like you that come and support us. That's how we stay open, because we're just a little neighborhood associate, you know, a community program. We're not big enough to get funded by a lot of the bigger organizations and foundations, and that's why it was so great to work with Gleaners, and Gleaners taking the lead, and now we're setting precedents and best practices for other pantries that are, you know, trying to roll out the fresh vegetables and fruits. And I won't say it's been real easy. It's been a big learning curve the last couple of months, but it's been amazing because people that didn't even know what some of the vegetables are now, between the food demos and everything, and now they're taking home things. And we had a pallet of tomatoes, and one lady said to me years ago, it's one of those pivotal moments you'll never forget. My volunteers said I had a whole pallet of Roma tomatoes in December that they had received from the hydroponic growing when Canada was starting to do that years ago. And my volunteers said, "Sue, are you crazy? How many tomatoes are you going to give away?" And what do you see when you see tomatoes? Salsa, like spaghetti sauce and chili and things like that. It's all about teaching people what to do with it. So when we're blessed with all this fresh produce, and a lot of times it comes in, it needs to be used right away. People are starting to freeze it. We had one of our volunteers, she made applesauce. Another one makes it in the crock pot. And, you know, making the spaghetti and the chili. And
You guys may want to think about pursuing some of their many grant opportunities. Through the Michigan Fitness Foundation.
Okay, thank you,
So
Marley.
if you guys have a grant writer, and it's...
We have Angela and I.
Yeah.
And
Take a look at their
volunteers,
website,
yeah.
again, the Michigan Fitness
this
Foundation.
is Father Richard Lilliard. He is the pastor at St. Robert Bellarmine. He is also our president of our board of directors. He's also president of the Redford Ministerial Alliance, which was the founding organization in '98 of this program.
When they do a cognizance dinner, talk about that.
Yes, we certainly do. And now the poster, I would be glad to give anybody a poster that would like to put them up. We just received them hot off the press. We do a cognizance dinner once a year. It's our annual fundraiser. You can find us on, Angela is just posting it up on Facebook. It's on our website, Redford Interfaith Relief. You can now, for the first time, purchase tickets online. But that will be at St. Robert Bellarmine. It'll be September 15th. We have a silent auction. Shirley, raise your hand. She's hiding. Shirley not only is our team leader for our clothing program, but this is our treasurer, Danny Range, from Cross Point Meadows Church. This is our assistant treasurer, Michael Kingsbury, from Cross Point Meadows Church. Eileen is our office manager. She's volunteered with us for years. Tom Schoenfeldt is our one of our volunteers. He's our quality control manager. Marley is actually Wayne Metro's Vista volunteer. Annie is our team leader, has been here almost since the beginning with me, and she will take all the Forgotten Harvest deliveries. She's worked in food. She's the one that is actually picking up for food for 10 of the families at our low-income housing at Coventry Place.
My name is Michelangelo, and I work with Charles Haas, who's an attorney in Redford, and serving the working person since 1972. And we also publish the Redford Connection, which is a newspaper that we send out 21,000 copies every month. And we've had articles the last 3 months on Redford Interfaith in the week.
This is Jason Passano. He's our team leader. He's here just about every day we're open. And you'll be reading, if you read the Redford Connection coming up here, you'll read a little bit about Jason. Because he's
To introduce a fine young man who works with me in Lansing. I think your partner, he's a head honcho at PA Public Associates, Public Affairs Associates. And so I'll let you go ahead and do your introduction and how we come to have this wonderful donation.
Well, first of all, everybody, my name's Tyrone Sanders. I'm pleased to be here. I'm actually one of the representatives that works on behalf of Altria here in the state of Michigan. One of our roles is to identify worthwhile organizations like Redford Interfaith Relief. And I want to thank Representative Love for nominating you guys for this grant award. Pleased to be here with Linda Loriante. She actually came in from Ohio to be here with us today. So I'm actually going to turn it over to her to introduce the other Altria representatives here, as well as just to say a few words on behalf of the company.
I am with Altria. My name is Linda. We're in the Government Affairs Department. I also have with me Brian Lovey with our Altria Group Distribution Company. He's with our sales force, and Latasha's with our sales force as well. They're here to join us on this grand occasion, and I have to say thank you again to you as well. This has been fantastic, and Nicole and I work for Nicole Kendall. She's actually the district director for Michigan. We always say this is the fun stuff to do. So thank you.
well, thank
And
you
this
for all your
is-
communication and this,
Yes, this is
allowing us to
fantastic,
apply for
everything you
this.
do, and it's our pleasure to be a part of it. Thank you.
And I just want to add, Sue, when I became the state rep for Redford, it was very important for me to reach out and kind of know what's going on in this community and what are the organizations that are really making a difference. And the opportunity that I had to come in here and do the tour that you just gave, and those are the moments that I look for. Where's the need? Who's reached out to say, hey, we've got something you should see, and can you help us? And I'm here to do that. That's a part of our role in state government, is to find out corporations like this who are giving back. You know, a lot of times people say, you know, these big corporations, they just take. But they're also good-hearted people, good-hearted folks who give. And Altria is one of those folks. And so when I was asked who in your community could benefit from a little help, and I thought a little help was going to be like $1,000, maybe $500, but it's a $5,000 piece of help. And I don't know about you, but I can do a whole lot with $5,000 to help. And so I guess I want everybody to get in the picture. We just need to coordinate that. But this is so important. Thank you, Altria. Thank you, Mr. Sanders, and thank you all the volunteers, because you make this happen. So bravo to you.
I just have one more comment. We are headquartered in Richmond, Virginia, so we get a little piece of the pie, and Nicole and I like to bring it to states where we work and live, and we're both from Ohio, but we cover the state of Michigan, and this is great to be able to give the funding to your group and bring a little bit of us, Altria, to the state of Michigan.
This is so amazing. And just a little bit, when Representative Love talked about finding things, before I could even return her email, it was literally up on my screen when she first took office. She was sneaking in the back door just like today, right in the middle of a Garden Harvest livery. And so in Redford, we really appreciate you being out at everything in the community, and this makes all the difference. And we tell our clients, your government works for you. Pick up the phone and tell them what they need, and that's how, like the TFAP program, that's how there's more things for the TFAP program and the things that really work. And so we just appreciate both of you. Oh my gosh. And thank Kevin.
Yes,
for everything.
thank you.
Oh, thank you. I tell you, this is pretty amazing.